There we go. Is this thing working? That seems to be working. Looks like y'all could probably hear me. I believe that's going. Let me look over at YouTube. On YouTube, it still looks like I'm trying to figure everything out, so. There we go. Okay, cool. So it does work. Good. Hello, everybody. Clickbait. He just wanted us to see the logo. Yes, that is the logo. I just wanted you to see what is typically on my arm. Did this get, like, choppy again? Let me see. Where is this set at? I believe that's supposed to be correct. Yeah, that's correct. Matt Thomas, thank you for the positive encouragement there. Thank you for that. Yes, just got out of, well, this will be an image of Jay and Silent Bob Reboot, because I don't have anything really for Clerks 3. Just got out of that, so that phenomenal movie. A little bit, but not really. You're fine. Thank you, sir. Yeah. Anyways. A lot going on. I know, like, Nerd is saying, is everything okay? Everything is fine. It's just, there's things that happen that I've, like, kind of like what I mentioned on the test stream before. Those of y'all that are familiar, I'm typically not commenting on stuff on Twitter a lot. So when drama or something happens, man, it looks like my mic is, like, up way too much. Let me see if I can. I don't want to be, like, blowing out people's speakers over here or anything. So when stuff happens, and inevitably it's going to, because that's just life, but when stuff happens, I don't like tweeting about it just because I hate being limited in characters, and I feel like I'm a person that wants to get thoughts out. And of course, those of y'all that know me, have been following, like, me, Cinefanatics, for a while, know that English is not necessarily my first language. My first language would be gibberish, which is happens when I talk, and then so and I don't like the fact that Twitter just can't encapsulate all my thoughts when I start going off on my primary language like that. So I like it better in this kind of a context. You can see me, you can see my facial expressions, you can hear the inflection and tone of my voice, so you can tell. When on Twitter, you can't get any of that. So when you comment on something, people don't know exactly how to take it unless they know you. And that's what I wanted to do, like, stuff like this for. So some of this, as I was saying, I used to come from a background where, like, a lot of my friends would come to me if they had problems. They wanted me to hash it out because I think logically, and I'm like, okay, let me hear you, let me figure this out for you, so everyone can just move on with their lives. So that's kind of like stuff like that is what I want to do with this channel, while, like, say, playing video games or something like that, just to make it fun. I'm usually oblivious to the secret drama on Twitter. See, I like to be also, but that's like this channel is not gonna be like any kind of like a spilling the tea. If I happen to be involved in some kind of like drama, or I know what's going on, you're not getting the details here. Okay, this is just gonna be a very superficial how you deal with it, but I'll get into that in a second. I kind of want to start off with like a video game, beforehand. So those of y'all that may have seen, this is my second time turning on the camera and going live. The first time was like a couple of nights ago or so. Just played like some like basic Super Mario. I have a Nintendo Classic that is just full of like classic Nintendo games. Guess that's why they named it that. Any particular game? Is there any games that people want to see? Maybe nostalgia factor, or just want to hear me talk about it for a minute? I can continue talking about like Clerks. Oh, that's such a good movie. If you are even a casual fan of The View Askew, the Kevin Smith movies. I highly recommend it. I feel like this one was probably his most passionate movie, and I'm not going to go into any spoilers at all. There definitely are some, but I'm not going to cover it because they're so good. It's probably, I will say this, it's probably his most emotional movie. Yeah. Clerks 3, probably the most emotional movie that he's made. So, I very much enjoyed it. Anyways, let us go and let me get this quickly set up. We started Super Mario 3 last time, and I think we might start off with Super Mario 3, and then if anyone else has like any kind of like requests, I know y'all all don't know exactly what I have on here, but I have a ton of NES games. Maybe some NES games that didn't actually come with the NES Classic, so. But yeah, let's start. I don't know why it's not. Oh, that would be why. There we go. I'll turn down the video gain just a little bit as well. I know last time we were talking about like it was kind of hard to hear me over it because I hadn't figured out the volume controls yet on this. Yeah, so it looks like a lot of people are seeing Clerks 3 tonight because so originally, from what I understand, it was supposed to be only doing like a traveling roadshow, much like what they did with Jay and Silent Bob Reboot. And then they ended up being able to get it pumped out and promoted by Fathom Events, which is how I saw it tonight, was a Fathom Events event. I think that was actually the first time I went to a Fathom Events thing. I've heard people like talk about like how Fathom Events stuff isn't put together very well. I kind of like what they did with it. After the movie was over, the post-credits, I guess, it's not really like a post-credits for the movie, but they did do a behind-the-scenes talking to everyone, and that was probably about, I don't know, about 15-20 minutes. It was like, I was making the joke, it's like, that is easily like the longest post-credit scene I've ever seen. Marvel's got nothing on this. But yeah, what they did in that movie is so good. It's a love letter to not only Kevin Smith movies, particularly The View Askew, but also just a love letter to movie making in general. And like dealing like really with like feelings and emotions, especially as you get older. A lot of that, and it was done very well. It sounds funny, but like at a couple of times I would have easily have probably recommended Brian O'Halloran and Jeff Anderson for potential like Oscar nominations for acting. Some of the stuff that they did in this movie was so good. In the behind the scenes afterwards, Kevin Smith was talking about those two in general and how much he enjoys watching them perform comedy, but he absolutely loves watching them perform drama as well. And they do it like chef's kiss in this movie. It's so good. So, yeah, there's a lot of movies coming out. I know, what was it? Pearl comes out this Friday. I might go see that. I liked X. X was good. I might go see Pearl on Thursday. Again, very likely, probably not gonna take my brother to that one because he doesn't like horror movies. And I'm surprised we got him to watch The Thing last night. It was 3 nights in the road show. Was that for Clerks 3 or was that for Reboot? Woman King. I heard about Woman King. I haven't actually seen anything on it yet. But this is the time where like as we go from summer into fall, this is a time where a lot of like good movies that are going to be basically Oscar baits are coming out. And like for the past couple of years, I want to say most of my like top 5 movies for the entire year have been coming out like since September on. I think like, what was it? I say like last year, my favorite movie was, I can't remember if I said it was either Coda or Tick Tick Boom, both of which were movies that came out in the in November of last year. Yeah, I'm actually surprised. The theater I was in for Clerks 3, it wasn't full. Like, it was probably about 3/4 of the way full. Like, I actually had an empty seat next to me, which, absolutely love. I am one of those people, I don't like people all squished in. All squished in and confined, so, like, eh. When the pandemic was like ending and people started slowly going out to the movie theaters, it was great because no one sat next to each other. So I love that, but Everything Everywhere All at Once, I really need to watch that again. I saw it the one time in the theater, and I guess it was a lot of the jumping around. The last time I did a live stream, I talked about ADD, ADHD. When stuff jumps around like that, I have a hard time following. So I needed to. That's going to be a movie I really need to watch again, because it didn't strike me as much as I hear it strikes everyone else, and I want that to happen with me. I want to be able to watch that movie and walk away going, man, this really was a good movie. I just didn't feel that way, so it's not a critique on the movie itself, it's just how I interact with the movie, and it jumped around. Same thing kind of happened with me with Moon Knight. There was so much jumping around with Moon Knight, and that one particularly because of the fact that he deals with dissociative identity disorder. That kind of made it just a little bit hard for me to follow it sometimes, so yeah. So I need to give Everything Everywhere All at Once another shot. I think right now, I want to say my tops right now are probably going to be, what is it, Maverick, I think is my top. What else was on there? Barbarian. Barbarian just got up there too. Barbarian I loved. If you haven't seen Barbarian, go see it. Don't watch the. I don't think the trailer really gives anything away, but don't watch anything. Don't read who stars in it, who directs it. Don't read anything about it. Just go see Barbarian. It is a really good movie. What else is up there? I have another one that I'm forgetting that's like on the top of my list right now. Oh, RRR. RRR is up there for me this year also. So I think, as of right now, like, spoiler alert for my list at the end of the year, as of right now, this second, those are probably my top 3. Is RRR, Maverick, RRR, and Barbarian, in that order, from highest, from 1 to 3. So, yeah, I do want to watch Everything Everywhere All at Once again. I did not. Here's the thing. It's weird. I was not a fan of the Batman. I mean, it wasn't a bad movie. It just, I'm so tired of Batman movies doing like almost the same thing all the time. We keep seeing like the origin of Batman, or him just like starting to deal with the enemies in Gotham. Like, I want someone to go and do to Batman what Marvel has been doing with the MCU. Like, just flat out, like, not even so much the DC universe of movies, but go and just do an entire, like, Batman cinematic universe. I want to be able to properly start it with like his origin type of thing. So like kind of like what they did with Batman Begins, knock out the origin like in the first like 30-45 minutes or so. And then move on to a story, and then from that point on, you're in this whole, and then that's where you could bring in, eventually, bring in the rest of the Bat family, Robin. You could go through multiple Robins over the course of all these movies, so start with Dick Grayson, move up to, if you want to hit, Jason Todd. I didn't mean to say hit. Pun not intended on that one. If you want to hit Jason Todd with a crowbar, if you want to do Jason Todd, quickly bring him in, do that whole storyline with Jason Todd, move on to, oh, what's his face? Was it Tim Drake? Move on to Tim Drake, and then go into, Damian Wayne. Make Dick Grayson turn to Nightwing, bring in Batgirl, and give her her own movie. Like, you could just go to town on that. Like, build up to stuff like the Hush storyline. Shit, there's no way I'm gonna get the bottom of this star. Shit. Yeah, that's awesome. But yeah, I would like to see something like that. Otherwise, like, I saw, like, again, I'll watch this new Batman. I will eventually watch it again, but I haven't seen it since seeing it in the theaters, and I have, like, no real desire. Like, the second, this is gonna sound weird. The second Thor: Love and Thunder was available on Disney Plus, I was like, yeah, I'm watching that. I was just winding down for the night, just needed to put something on fun, familiar. I put on Thor. Whenever I need fun and familiar, I usually go to the MCU. Yes. So, Matt, good point on that. This one was primarily a detective movie. I want to see more of that as it continues. And that's why I want to see, like, more of an expansion. I feel like most of the movies have all done, like, hey, here's a Batman movie. Joker's gonna be in it, so now we need to talk about the Joker over here, and then we need to talk about Batman and his personal thing while he's dealing with Joker, and that's it. That's the entire story, is just dealing with those elements. In the meantime, we could be touching upon other things, like getting into Batman's detective abilities, which is why I do like the fact that they did Riddler in this movie, just because I think Riddler has that built-in need for it to be a detective. Even going back to, like, Batman Forever, there was almost like some detectiveness to that movie because he had to solve those riddles. Granted, those riddles were stupid and a 5-year-old could solve them, but like at one point he takes the riddles to Dr. Chase Meridian to have her help him solve it and to classify this person as a psycho crazy person. So, like, that is built into it, but I want to see that expanded upon. And I think if you're going to do a whole series of Batman movies, you do have that opportunity to properly do that in a movie like that. So after a while, we've set up the fact that Batman is able to fight. He's gone through all this training. He's got this personal turmoil. He's got these villains. And then we can start, like, pushing more towards his detective work in the movies. And I think that will be fantastic if they were to do that. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Here's the thing, I wanna see that Don't Worry Darling. That Don't Worry Darling has me super intrigued. I hate the drama that has happened behind the scenes with it. But yeah, I want to see that movie. Was it Matt? You saw it already? Did you like it, or yay or nay? I really want to see that because the trailers have a feeling kind of like a Jordan Peele movie. You are so intrigued by the premise of the trailer, you don't know what's going on, and you desperately need to know. I think that was one of the things That was one of the things I felt like that was kind of like a letdown for me when first watching Nope. Is I'm a person that I was like, I need to know what's going on, and we don't know what's going on with Nope. But then come to find out later on, that's the point of the movie, is there's not really a major point like there was with Get Out or Us. They're just trying to film this UFO thing. That's it. And I was hoping for like something more than that, and I left out the idea of some. This is a term I learned back in the military. Is the keep it simple, stupid. The KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. It was a very simple storyline. They were just trying to film this UFO and become like popular and famous for that footage. That was it. And I was trying to look for something more. That's nothing on Jordan Peele. He's free to make the movie however he wants. That was completely on me. So I did not see any news about Nope today. Let me see. Oh, you see it next Tuesday. I did not see news about Nope today. I like what Harry Styles is doing. I was I'm not a fan of what's the group he was in? One Direction. I've pretty much stopped listening to current music. I can't even remember the last time I really liked and enjoyed a new song, but most all new music I've never heard it. Like, I know one that's super popular, and Tori always laughs at me with this one, is that Billie Eilish. I don't know a single Billie Eilish song. I know she had a song called Bad Guy. If someone was to nonchalant just be playing that song out of nowhere, I wouldn't recognize it. I was like, oh, there's a song playing. I have no idea what this is. While the rest of the world's like, oh, that's that Bad Guy song. This is the jam. And I'm like, I have no idea what this is. I don't even know her song. Didn't she do a song for the James Bond movie, No Time to Die? She did the theme song to that, if I remember correctly. I haven't even heard that. I don't even know what that sounds like, so... They still make music? Game suggestions. Yeah, I saw that, Garth. For old Nintendo games, I like to watch you play Batman, Fallen... Looks like it's trying to say Foe Xanadu. TMNT, the arcade game I do have. So I don't have that Batman. I don't have whatever the Foe Xanadu. TMNT 2, the arcade game I have, and I believe I have Castlevania. Bad Guy, Eminem's song. What's the song? Yeah, what's her main song that she is primarily popular for? Wasn't it called Bad Guy? I did not see No Time to Die. I am... Here's where everyone like unsubscribes and stops following me or listens to what I say. I'm not a big James Bond fan. I just never got into those movies. My dad loves them. My dad has watched like all those movies front to back, back to front, whatever. My brother's seen a decent amount of them. I think my brother's primarily seen like all the Daniel Craig ones. I've watched GoldenEye and Casino Royale, the Daniel Craig Casino Royale, not the old 60s one. And that's it. That's the only James Bond movies I've watched. I do have plans to actually sit down and watch them, like starting with Dr. No and... But yeah, I haven't been able to get into them before, so... I don't know what it... Like, I have nothing against, like, spy movies like that. Well, no, okay. So, I'll tell you, some of it comes from when I was a kid. I didn't like movies that took place... This is gonna sound bad, but at least, I know how it sounds, and I also know how I am now, and I'm not like this, but, when I was a kid, I didn't like movies that took place in foreign countries. Like... as a kid, I'm trying to learn and deal with how things are like here. Growing up, like I grew up here in Texas, I was learning how things deal with here, and then you throw me into like a movie that takes place in Russia, and I'm like, well, I don't know anything about Russia or what the customs are, or why are they driving on the other side of the road? How come no one speaks English? I don't understand what's going on. And as a kid, that would like, no, I don't want to deal with that. Give me like Big Bird and superheroes. That's all I want. But yeah, Robert and I should do a begrudging James Bond review project. I mean, that would be cool. That'd be something I could get into. The reason I really haven't tackled James Bond now, since growing up, is there's just a shit ton of those movies, and that's gonna be a lot of fun to dig into. So, that would explain the Raiders blasphemy. Nobody clip out that statement. Well, yeah, so it's not necessarily xenophobic. It wasn't anything, again, please, when I say that, put it in proper perspective. I was a kid. I was like, I don't know what's going on. I don't understand this. It's in a foreign country. I don't get it. And yeah, okay, maybe that was like a little xenophobic, I guess. It makes sense. But not like that now. Definitely not like that now. But that was something like as a kid, and that's why I didn't watch James Bond, because a lot of James Bond does take place in other countries. Would explain the Raiders blasphemy. That's the thing. Overall, like as a kid, I didn't like. Yeah, that's probably a part of it actually. Also, the taking place in other countries. That's probably why I didn't have like a huge affinity for the Indiana Jones, which was funny because I liked Star Wars. So maybe it's because the Star Wars movies were completely fictional and took place in space. I don't know. I don't feel like I can properly explain like why I was interested in certain movies and why I wasn't others. Star Wars took place in outer space, which was completely fake. But James Bond takes place in the real world, just in another country, even though it may be also a fictional movie. Oops. Get over here. And then the same with like the Indiana Jones movies. Start with Live and Let Die, that takes place in New Orleans. I actually didn't like horror movies until it was probably after I graduated high school. So it was like after I turned 18, because I remember the first time I watched The Exorcist, I was in my dorm in Oklahoma when I was in the military. I don't mind Harry Potter. Harry Potter, like this last time of watching some of the Harry Potter movies on a fan's view of film favorites, I was able to get into them a little bit better, even though we were talking the entire time while watching them. I was able to understand a little bit more of it, so I picked up on things that I just didn't know. Like I didn't know Snape was the Half-Blood Prince. So stuff like that. I didn't have like a full understanding of what the Horcruxes were. What was another one I didn't know? Anyways. Yeah, so like issues and questions on how I like or what I watch on movies. Hopefully that will all be fixed pretty soon, after I fix like some of these gaps in my movie knowledge. I just really like my Kevin Smith movies. I can't read books. That's what I was kind of like what I was talking about last week with my ADD, ADHD. I don't have the ability. If I start reading a book, and And well, what happens is I start reading a book and then my mind starts to wander. Kind of like if you ever do that thing where you go to bed and you're trying to fall asleep, you are dead tired, you were sitting here like in your chair at your computer watching YouTube videos, and you're like, oh, your eyes start closing, you start fading away, and you're like, man, it's time to go to bed. And so you want to go to bed. And then the second you go to bed, your mind is like racing and you can't get out of it. It's like that. I'll start watching or I'll start reading a book and then my mind goes off into another direction. I just can't stay focused on the book, so. Listen to them. I'm not really like in a... You mean like me right now watching you? I guess. If I'm not entertaining. Are you not entertained? Oh yeah, this is that memory game thing. Okay, so the flower star. 10. Oh, you only get like 2 shots at that? Yeah, so I remember as a kid, Garth could probably connect with this. As a kid, before going to the bathroom for those moments, I would quickly like be thumbing through my comic book bin, my comic book box, just to see what comics I want to reread while in the bathroom. That was always funny because I was like, "Oh, gotta go. Let me see what comic do I want to read. What comic do I want to read?" Like just quickly doing that. Now it's that's no longer a worry. Like, oh, gotta go to the bathroom. Grab your phone, you go. And that's when I do my best tweeting, I guess, is when I'm in there. Are you saying like how you remember that card game? Dude, how am I doing these? I can't remember if there was like a pattern for how to line those up. So just insight, I do spend quite a bit of time in the bathroom, but it's not necessarily because the seat is comfortable, even though we all know it, it's like easily one of the most comfortable seats in the world. I just like to make sure I'm back at like normal completely before I leave. So I don't have time to listen to it. So like my normal job is I work for a call center and I work from home. So I'm sitting right here with this headphone on all day working, like talking to customers. So I don't really have time. Like at most, I'll usually have like some music playing in the background on this computer that's here in front of me while I'm using this other monitor over here to look at what I'm interacting with customers on. So I'll play music just so I have something in here besides the sound of my voice. But yeah, generally I can't focus on music. Every once in a while I might put on, like, if my brother's Twitch streaming, I might put on, like, the Twitch stream, but I can't hear what he's talking about, so usually those are just, I'm interacting on the chat because I can read the chat. So. Ah! I don't really have car rides because I work from home, so I barely ever leave here. Cooking. What? The cat had to come in and say something. Wow. Cooking, working out. Working out is not really something I do that much right now. I need to get back into it. Especially after watching Clerks 3. I'm like, maybe I need to work out some more. God damn it. The what? I know Kevin Smith was making a movie that he was wanting to sell as an NFT. I could have sworn it was like Reboot or something, but I guess it was that Kilroy was here. Yeah, I think people who are big on Kevin Smith, I think that Clerks 3 is like a wake-up call for a lot of people. Be like, man, what am I doing? Just... The useless music box. I always hated that music box on this game. So yeah. So the point of these streams that I want to be doing is like casual stuff like that. Kind of like, I've said it before, it's kind of hard. One of the things that I feel like is helpful for being on YouTube, streaming and stuff, is that people get to understand you and your personality. And that's what really sells it. I could like all these graphics and stuff. I could do great looking graphics like all day, and that's, I'm not saying these are fantastic. I probably will improve on these pretty soon, but I could work on graphics and make this whole like video stream look as polished as possible. But if I don't have a good like on-camera personality, being able to interact with people, no one's gonna watch this. And so that's one of the things I want to work on, is not only for people to, I guess, get to know me a little bit better, but for me to work on this on-camera personality. Because like here, like originally I would have thought this is weird. There's no one else here. Even the cats left the room. There's no one here for me to actually talk to. I am sitting in this room playing Nintendo, talking to myself for all intents and purposes. I know people are there because the camera and the microphone's on. I've asked questions, I've seen people in the chat answer, so I understand that people are there, but... Oh, this is gonna be hard. Yep. But yeah, like... turning the camera on and just talking to the camera as if it's a person where y'all are all on the other side of it, that's what I want to work on and be able to get that personality out. Vernon, you have a good personality. So, like, for Vernon, for example, when he first started his FansView channel, his first couple of videos, like, right away, I was like, he understands how to talk to the camera. Like, right off the bat. Not saying I'm an expert at it myself, but I felt like when he turned on the camera and started talking, he was able to talk and say what he wants to say a lot better than I was. Can I do it this time without dying? Nope. So I'm just gonna stop doing that. But yeah, again, I need to work on me for a bit. Because there is a difference between... There's being yourself on camera, and then there's being your camera self on camera. And that's what I want to improve upon. So, that's another reason for this. The other thing is... Again, going back to what I was saying before, is that I want to be able to help people. You gotta be kidding me. Help people in situations, or if I find myself in a situation that I don't understand, maybe talking about it on the stream where people could be like, okay, we hear what you're saying, here's this, that, and the other. Being able to work through situations like that. So some people, I've actually heard of some people using live streams as a kind of like therapy type of thing. Might not be surprising if y'all follow me on Twitter. I do deal with depression a lot, and I will definitely dive into that more later as to why I have depression, what causes depression, how I get out of it, stuff like that. But You know what? I'm just gonna like run through this and just I want to get to the next level. Stop messing around with these like little creatures and stuff. So what's happened lately, especially like over the course of this past week, through no real intention of trying... Oh, great, now we're gonna be stuck at this turtle shell thing again. Woohoo, got out of there. Primarily over this past week, there's been two major things of drama. Again, I'm not gonna go into details on them, because, again, my stream is not a spill the tea type of stream. So, no, I'm not gonna go into details. One of them, I'm definitely not gonna go into details out of respect for a friend. The only thing I will say in that one in particular is I've lost respect for someone. Someone that I used to hold in super high regard, and it's amazing. It's amazing how much people think of you, how highly they think of you, just from like casual interactions. You could say like one thing on the internet and just it's out the window. And it's hard when you lose respect. The other one, so that one particular situation I have details on. I know a lot of what's going on with that, just aside from that. The other one that there was a lot of drama on doesn't involve me at all whatsoever, so I've just been watching and seeing how people are and reacting, and I really haven't weighed in on it outside of like maybe talking a little bit about it on our Discord, just because I was confused as to what's actually going on, and then yeah, that was a weird one also. So both of them are weird things of drama. The one that I know the detail. So here's the thing. Vernon, sorry, I'll go now. You didn't do anything, dude. Yeah, I don't need details on any of this because most of this I've already got hashed out, figured out. Here's the thing, and this is the point that I can continue on about this, but here's the ultimate conclusion to it all. In both of the situations, it doesn't really matter. That's the answer to it. When drama starts up like that, the first thing, and this is something I've worked on trying to get myself to do, because I always want to insert, I've always wanted to insert myself in stuff like this, just so I can reach out and help. And I need to back away from that, and that's why, like, in both of these situations, I haven't actually, like, really, like, come out and said or talked about anything. I need to not insert myself in it, especially because I'm not involved in it at all. It doesn't actually involve me. And then two, it doesn't really matter. Everything's going to continue the way it's going to go, whether I say something or not. And I think that's probably the key element in any kind of a situation where drama's coming up. When it comes up, the first thing I think everyone typically should do is just take a step back and go, does this really matter? At the end of the day, what's at cost here? What's at stake here? The one that I have the details on, it doesn't really matter. The person I've lost respect for, they weren't huge in my life before. I wasn't huge in their life before. Nothing's really changed. It's the only thing that's changed is now I just don't respect that person, but I'm moving on with my life. No big deal. And that's it. Anybody ever take the high road and realize intimidation is the highest level of flattery? Yeah, so yeah, and that's the thing. The takeaway on some of that drama, like for example, if it's something that I feel like is really detrimental to other people, it's hard because kind of like, say, like my customers at work, for example. I work for a cable company. I'm not gonna say who, because they're not paying me. If they were sponsoring me and my streams and stuff, sure. But they don't do that, so I'm not mentioning who they But I get customers all the time that, God damn it. I get customers all the time. I'm explaining to them how to deal with a situation that they're currently dealing with. But it's like most of the time, damn it. Most of the time, they don't listen to me. They continue doing what they had already planned on doing, even if it costs them more money. And I understand that because I work for the cable company. I am the cable company for all intents and purposes in their eyes. They are having a problem with the cable company, therefore they can't listen to me. Even though I actually do know how to solve, and I'm giving them advice as to how to get out of the situation they're in, they choose to argue and not listen to me. And it's being able to walk away from a situation like that, like, well, you know what? I'm giving you the tools, I'm telling you how, and you're choosing not to do that. If there's something that comes up that can affect other people, especially people that you care about, how do you do that? Because, like, how do you explain to them, like, hey, I'm trying to do this because I care about you, but people are entitled to their own thoughts, feelings, and opinions. And it's kind of hard on that. So that one again, that's where I would still say the whole, like, take a step back and see, like, what's really at stake. Is it gonna cost you friends? Then that's something a little, if it does, that's something a little bit deeper that, like, you're gonna have to sit down and talk to people. If it doesn't mean anything at the end of the day, especially to you or, like, to your friends, your family, who cares? It doesn't matter. The other situation, the cable guy, are you Jim Carrey? Alrighty then. The other situation, so, I understand, like, the importance of that. I understand why people were upset, but at the end of the day, really has no effect on anyone whatsoever. A lot of people spent a lot of time, got upset, and it has no real effect on them in the long run at all. So, that one, yeah. Matt, if that's the situation we're talking about, absolutely, but trying to figure out how exactly you word this. Because people can get hurt in a situation like that. People can get hurt. But that's where I would say, like, even whether you're the victim or the perpetrator of drama, and I know that that's usually up for debate, because that's usually what the drama is caused, is people trying to argue or hash that one out. In that one particular, I think it was very obvious, like, what was going on. There was some wrongdoing, I would say. Again, not going into details. There was definitely some, like, wrongdoing, but at the end of the day, that wrongdoing isn't really affecting anyone, and it's not going to have a lasting effect on the people who are doing the wrongdoing. And that's ultimately because everyone's already, like, walked away from that situation. It's over, it's done with, hopefully, as long as people don't keep bringing it up and making it a big deal. It can just go away and everyone's fine. But yeah, that's how I typically will tend to look at it. If it's something I have to get involved in, yeah, and see, so good point on that, Matt. I am someone who gets severely affected by mental health. For example, years ago, I was a part of another community, not like this community that does movie trivia, or that formed from the movie Trivia Schmodown. I was a part of another community, and just to cut it short, there was a misunderstanding. I had no idea, like, how to properly address something that happened, and I had a bunch of people piling on me. Technically, I didn't do anything wrong, but it was kind of, like, morally ambiguous, I guess, in their eyes. And I'm not saying I guess. I understand why they thought that way. But it hurt me because I was over here thinking I'm not doing anything wrong, yet I'm being attacked. And that's what's hard. When you know that you are actually doing the right thing and you're getting attacked, that's hard, because that's where dealing with one's mental health. So Matt, I think I know who you're talking about, and I would completely understand that. Because if it's who I think it is, they were doing the right thing, and it was a moral thing on it. That it shouldn't have been done. It shouldn't have been brought up. It shouldn't have been questioned. But so I'm all in favor of that. But yeah, that's kind of like going back where I was saying, does it affect someone? Does it affect your friends, family? Then didn't sleep for days. Yeah, that's hard. The one that I went through, yeah, it took a while. It was just like all depression all the time for like, I want to say it was like about a week or so. I mean, this happened like years ago, probably a little less than 10 years ago. So I don't remember exactly. I just remember it just sucked. I hated it. But yeah, mental health is hard because that stuff can affect everyone in different ways. Yeah, it happens. Let me see. Yeah, and I think in some situations, like in that one in particular, I feel like the people who did wrong. I'm not gonna go into detail of this, but the people who did wrong, I think they have a good understanding of what they did, and hopefully that should be corrected. But yeah, there's a difference between understanding the situation and then condoning their actions. I hate that they only give you like 2 chances to figure that out. Well, if someone wronged another person and they're not remorseful, this actually, I will say this because I feel like this actually works for both of the drama situations from this past week. If someone did wrong and they're not remorseful, they don't understand that they did wrong, they'll get righted at some point. They'll keep living their life the way they are living it, and eventually they're gonna keep doing it, and eventually it will hurt them. They can either learn from it now or they'll learn from it later. But it will happen at some point. Yeah. Why the frog suit? I don't need the frog suit. Anyways, like that one like I gave all the like details of exactly how that's gonna play out on Discord, but I don't want to like go into details on here. But yeah, that's how I deal with drama and stuff like that, is if it doesn't actually involve me or people I care about, I'm trying to do my best, even though I might have an answer to how to resolve and figure it all out. I just stay out of it. What's that, what was it? Is it Avengers Endgame? When Okoye's like, we detected an earthquake at the bottom of the ocean. Like, well, how do you handle it? Well, we handle it by not handling it. That's how I handle it, by not handling it. But I'm also trying my very best, as I want to continue doing stuff like being chased by these bullet bills. As I want to continue doing stuff like streaming and talking about movies and stuff. That's what I enjoy doing. I just like to make sure I'm staying out of conversations like that, because I don't need to be a part of that. Good lord, it has been years since I've played this level. It's been a while since I played most all of this. And them not handling it leads to Wakanda being flooded in Black Panther 2. That's funny. I win! So all I can do as far as like staying out of drama is just continue to appeal to people like, hey, if there's drama being caused by me, either let me know or rethink it, because I'm not trying to do anything. I think it kind of helps, like, first off, and this is definitely something I want to talk about more as I get like more into like what causes my depression. This will be a part of it, but I think first and foremost, being a decent person is what's going to help. Don't be racist, homophobic, misogynistic. Yeah, just accept people for who they are, accept people for what they want to be. And especially if it doesn't actually have any effect on you, who cares? Let people be happy and be themselves. So, Garth, the thing with that is there's not always a clear right or wrong. But the key to that is knowing that there's not a clear right or wrong. That's why that's why people like my friends used to come to me, because I would solve things logically. I would take emotions out of it. Because people can be very passionate as to what is right or wrong based off of their emotions. My feelings got hurt. That is wrong. People should not have hurt my feelings, so you are wrong. Well, but what was the actual conversation? Alright, I kind of want to try a different game. Let's go with... let's do that Ninja Turtles 2. I don't think I've looked at that, like, in... Where is it? There it is. Oh, I'm trying to remember this game. Which turtle is the best turtle to start this off with? I guess we'll go with Leo. Right and wrong is kind of hard because right and wrong is completely based off of people's experiences. Yeah, okay, so for example, you get some of those people that are racist bastards. Some of them think that they're in the right because they believe a certain way, and so be it. While the rest of us know that, like, racism is ultimately wrong. You can't tell people that. They won't understand, they won't get it. So again, going back to like how to resolve drama, they're not gonna understand, they're not gonna get it. You can try as hard as you like, but they're not going to listen to... If they don't know who you are, if they don't care about your opinion, they're not gonna listen to you, it doesn't matter. Especially like someone like me who's still a who's it what's it on the internet in public playing old ass Nintendo Ninja Turtle games. I'm not resolving anything like that. And Garth, specifically for you, I know some of the cases you're talking about. And yeah, a lot of those you've got my support on, just because I understand your thoughts, feelings, and opinions that you came from on some of those. I don't think I know like a lot of them, but I think I know of at least one that I completely understand. Like, damn, did this turtle die already? These games were always hard. Anybody else ever play like these old like Nintendo Ninja Turtle games, and like they were always difficult? See, I didn't like this one. The graphics on this I liked just because it was closer to the cartoon series that I loved, but I don't like this kind of like, say, like the Super Mario games are side-scrollers. You go from one side to another. This adds the other dimension of being able to be up and down here. And I never really liked the games that did that. When the games went like full 3D that you could just like walk all over the place, I was like, nope, I don't like those games. The Turtles arcade game is not old. I refuse to admit that. Yeah. So anyway, as far as like talking about the whole drama thing, that's all I really felt like I need to cover on that. It's kind of sad, at least the one that I have the details on. I hate the way that it turned out. Again, I wish I didn't like completely lose respect for this person, but if that's the way they want to act and behave, so be it. It didn't affect me before that they existed. It's not going to affect me later on that they still exist. So and again, eventually if people are doing wrong and they're just not realizing it, or they're not remorseful for it, they'll still mess up again. And eventually it will hopefully catch up to them. I wish people the best, but for a good example, and I know the jokes that can be made about this. I'm keeping those in mind. For example, that's part of the reason why, like, I am currently single. I don't feel like dating. I just don't need any of that right now. I am happy and content with who I am, the way I am. And that's okay. If it makes you happy, it can't be that bad. Well, that's a really bad lyric, actually. Frickin', oh, what's her name? Oh yeah, I forgot you could do this jump kick thing. What was her name who did that song? I am blanking on her name. She also did the All I Want to Do Is Have Some Fun. Sheryl Crow. Sheryl Crow had some good music, like, during the 90s. Yes, Vernon, thank you for specifically saying one of the jokes that I knew that people could say. Oh, that's the reason why you're single, huh? Mm-hmm. Why don't these things die? I could have sworn these things used to be easier to kill before. Although I guess it would probably help if I was actually hitting them. There we go. But see, yeah, here's what I'm talking about, like that depth of field here where you're up and down. I feel like I'm right next to this guy, but like you actually have to be like right in front of him to actually hit him. So in the future, I do want to, as I'm playing like these games and stuff, I would like to talk about like maybe topics that may be a little bit difficult to actually talk about. This might be where eventually I might need like a couple of, oh, that's right, he shoots up. I might need a couple of moderators just to make sure. I'm not trying to upset people. I'm not trying, as I just said, I'm not trying to create drama. But it will never fail. Like, I'll talk about something that's important to me, like depression. And it may upset some people. I'm not trying to upset people. I mean the best of intentions, absolutely. But you never know how people are going to take things, and it's kind of hard to talk about serious subjects without potentially someone taking it not quite as you're intending. How do you feel about... Vernon, I think you're trying to ask about how do I feel about people backing into a parking spot at the grocery store. I feel like that one particular conversation has been like hinted and teased enough. Like Garth, I know, is like chomping at the bit wanting to know what this is all about. That one I might save for like the 100th stream or something, because it's being built up right now. And that's all in joking. There actually is, I feel like, a couple other things I want to talk about first before I get to that. That way it's a little more like understandable. Because just bringing up and talking about right now might seem like it's just a little weird. So. Not necessarily against it, it's just a little odd. I will say this, I do feel like in some cases, I tend to think or you could call it nitpicking in a way that people, that at least it seems like most people don't generally think or nitpick. But it's one of those that, like, if it's something that irks you, one of my favorite things I've always actually talked about, or would mention in something like that, there's over 7.5 billion people on this planet. If it's something that you're into, then someone else is into it also. If like creating a YouTube channel, if you're into playing the original Nintendo games, people will watch you. People are into watching these old classic retro Nintendo games. If it's something that irritates you, it very likely will irritate other people. So it's definitely something like, even though I might refer to something as like a nitpick, it's nitpicky to someone else also. It might not be nitpicky to you, but it is gonna be nitpicky to someone at some point. It's not possible. 7.5 billion people on this planet. It's impossible for only one person out of all of them to be nitpicky about any kind of situation. So yes, at some point, some of the things I may eventually talk about on here may come off as nitpicky or something, but there's an audience for it somewhere. I also, keeping in mind the stuff I know I want to talk about. I'm spraying canned cheese spray into pitted black olives. You mean there's some... Wait, you're not taking the pits out before you put the cheese in? I mean, you gotta take the pits out anyways before you're able to eat it, or are you one of those people that eats like pitted olives and then spits out the pit? I'm kind of one of those people. I like... Here's a nitpicky thing. I like to take the seeds out before I eat it, whether it's like an olive or fruit or something like that. I don't like... That's why, like, I didn't eat that much watermelon as a kid either, because I just didn't like dealing with the seeds. And then you get seedless watermelons, but they're... Oh, pitted. Okay. Pitted. Yeah, that's right. No pits. The act of de-seeding an olive is called pitting. Sorry, I didn't think that through the way I read it. There's another thing. If I'm wrong, I'm okay with being wrong. No ego on my part whatsoever. If I am ever doing these live streams and I say something wrong or something that sounds wrong, please feel free to correct me. It is okay. I'm not kicking you out or banning you because you have a difference of opinion than I do. I also want to make sure that I'm not talking like I'm all high and mighty or pretentious or anything like that. I am okay with not being accurate. I'm okay with being wrong. It happens. But part of that comes from probably not going to talk about subjects that I'm not familiar with. That kind of helps people from being wrong, which is something I think like a lot of people on Twitter, on the internet, could probably stand to do. Game over. Like, do I actually know what I'm talking about before I talk about it? No? Maybe I shouldn't talk about it. That would solve, like, so much problems. Right then and there. Going back to, like, say, the customers that I talk to at work. So, I work for a cable company. In some form or fashion, I have worked for... like internet cable or cell phone providers for a little over 15 years throughout the years. So I know what I'm talking about when it comes to cable, internet, cell phone, networks, technology, bills, how the companies interact with customers. I know what I'm doing and what I'm talking about. Customers generally don't. Yeah. Other than the fact that you are a customer of a cable company, how much about your actual cable company do you actually know? And not, like, how much... Sure, you have, like, a little bit of experience being a customer, but the actual company itself, its policies, how it works, why it works, what's set in place, how much of that do you actually know? Most people, nothing. You know you get a bill and you pay a bill, and that's it. But yet I get people to argue with me all the time just because they're a customer. So, for that example. And of course, you can't tell customers that, hey, you don't know what you're talking about, you're just a customer. Apparently that's frowned upon when you work a customer service type of position, so. Thank you, Vernon. Yeah, I don't have like, so I'm not, kind of like with us on Cinefanatics, we don't typically do like all the YouTube stuff yet. Like, I know like other YouTubers, I see, like watching their videos, whether it's people like in our community or even like more professional YouTubers, I see them all the time like, hey, if you got any questions, comments, issues, kind of like what I say for tagline, make sure you drop that comment, Streamlabs. Streamlabs.com/whatever your name is. Like basically like every 5-10 minutes or so, they're reminding their chat to send them money in Streamlabs. I don't have a Streamlabs set up, at least for this channel. We do for Cinefanatics, but I mean, for the most part, we're not doing that like every 5-10 minutes or so. Maybe we should, because that's apparently what all people on YouTube do. Which I understand why, but I've just always had like this thing about like asking for money. I don't feel this is me in my head. I don't feel like I'm in a position where I am necessarily deserving of everyone's money yet. All I did was just turn on a camera and just talk to it. I don't know, and this is just me. I don't know if I'm doing anything worth putting money in yet. I know we have people that follow us on like Patreon and stuff, and that's awesome, fantastic. We very much appreciate that, but and I give money to people on like Streamlabs and Patreon and stuff like that before, but I don't know, I feel like it's just me being awkward. Oh great, I gotta deal with these guys again. But yeah, whether it's asking for money or the constant reminders of, hey guys, hit that like button, don't forget to hit subscribe. I just haven't gotten that down yet. Graphics-wise though, I feel like I'm doing pretty good. 5 watching, 2 likes. Support the streamer for free. Sure. Eventually I'll do, I might do a Streamlabs. I might get a Streamlabs account on here. Oh, especially, I woke up this morning to an email from Mondo. If y'all are familiar with Mondo, Mondo is, it's a division of Alamo Drafthouse. Again, I'm in Austin, Texas, where the Alamo Drafthouse originated. Mondo started as like an art gallery for Alamo Drafthouse. They actually do have an art gallery here in Austin. They do, I haven't seen them lately, like pretty much ever since COVID started. But they used to do shows where you could go and walk through the gallery. Some of the artwork would be prints that are for sale that you could buy. Those of y'all that are familiar, the Avengers poster that I have up here, I know you can't really see it, you could just see the word Avengers, but that's a Mondo poster. I have a Silver Surfer poster over here off to the side off camera, you can't see, that's a Mondo poster. So I like some of Mondo's stuff. One of the things they've been getting into lately is, there's a close-up of my beard, they've been doing the 1/6 scale action figures. Like I recently picked up this Batman the Animated Series 1/6 scale. This is fantastic. I love this thing. They've got a Joker that's coming out pretty soon that I want to get also. Anyways, they did a Wolverine from X-Men the Animated Series. I have that up there. Well, I woke up this morning to find out that they're doing a Magneto from X-Men the Animated Series, and I'm like, oh, I must have this. But it's not necessarily something I can afford right now. So typically, as if this stream here was to continue to grow, that would be something like, so, for example, my birthday is coming up. What is today? Tuesday? Wednesday now? My birthday is coming up on Saturday. If someone would like to pitch in on a birthday gift, send it to streamlabs.com/whatever. Yeah, something like that in the future would be fantastic. But, again, I need to figure out how to set all that up and... Anyways, we've been doing this, like... It's amazing how much time flies when we're streaming. Like, this is an hour and a half already. I've pretty much been doing this for the length of a tagline episode. Speaking of which, tagline tomorrow night. Or later tonight. However you want to look at it, whatever time zone you're in. But yeah, my streams here, I'm probably going to be doing these like later at night. One of the other things I was looking at doing, and I don't have it set up to do this yet, eventually I do want to do like reacting to like videos. So if y'all have like funny TikToks or YouTube videos or something, like reacting to those, like I can do that on these streams. I just need to get that set up. I don't have that set up to like screen share or whatever yet through this. I really only have it either this or the chatting screen. So like this or this screen. One of these two, and that's roughly all I got set up right now. Alright, let's see if I can beat Rocksteady this time. I can't remember if he's capable of charging. I can't remember if that was just Rocksteady or if that was Bebop. Oh, come on! Damn it. Oh no, he does charge, okay. See, that's not fair, because I'm not, like, right in front of him. Oh, I guess, yeah, I'm not right in front of him, but yet I'm able to hit him, but he's able to still shoot me as well, so... Or kick me. Yeah, that's odd. Yay! Speaking of which, will you get your own Streamlabs account? Eventually. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Eventually, I might set that up. It depends. I mean, like, throughout most of this so far, it looks like we've had like 7 viewers, so there's a good. That's really good for my second stream here. 7 viewers is pretty good. I blame that one on the Ninja Turtles here. You bring out the Ninja Turtles, everyone comes running. Eventually something else I want to do too. Some of y'all may know I'm a fan of that YouTube channel Dead Meat, where it's James A. Janice doing the kill counts. Those are always fun. If you're big into like horror movies, those are fun to watch. And what's fun about that, and I know I'm pretty sure other people do this, and I know James would appreciate knowing that people do this. I've watched a lot of his kill count episodes multiple times. Like, I'll be in the mood, maybe, like, I want to watch Evil Dead, but I don't have time to really watch Evil Dead right now. So I'll put it on, because his videos, depending on how old they are, could be anywhere from like 12 minutes to like 30 minutes. Because it used to be he would just like count the kills and make like a couple of jokes while summarizing the movie. Now he goes through and adds like all these like details, behind the scenes, fun things that happen on set, and those are a blast to watch. Him and his writers have a really good way of setting those videos up. They're doing a phenomenal job. They're doing the Lord's work over there. If the Lord is into summarizing horror movies with jokes. But one of the other things that he's done before, I guess I don't want to kill the woman on the skateboard. One of the other things I've seen him do before is while editing kill count videos, he'll do a live stream. So you'll be seeing him like screen sharing his, I think he does it on Adobe Premiere. So you'll see him editing those kill count videos on Premiere, and he'll be talking to people about like just normal things, just shooting the shit. And while he's editing, I would like to eventually probably do something like that. Again, once I figure out how to get the screen share set up on here and like get music playing in the background. Like I know my brother has on his Twitch channel, he has it where he could pump in like lo-fi music or jazz music or something like that. I would like to eventually get that set up. That's a little more in-depth than what I've done so far, but eventually I'll get into that. And then yeah, I want to do like live streams, like say on a maybe late Tuesday night. Typically, say like for Cinefanatics, we do the tagline on Wednesdays. Usually on Tuesdays is when I go through like what's all the movie news. I collect all the movie news, and then I determine like what's going to be the main topic for us to talk about on tagline. And then I'll generally will make the thumbnail based off of whatever that main topic is. Every once in a while, I think there's like, in the entire time we've done the tagline, I think there's been like maybe two, I want to say like 2 times, where I make the thumbnail the day before, and then, yes, Chris. I'll make the thumbnail the day before, and then something happens like in the news, in movie news during the day Wednesday, and all of a sudden I have to stop everything I was doing or planning to do that day and redo the thumbnail, because now all of a sudden that new thing of movie news has become the primary topic. So what I might do like on like Tuesday nights, I don't really have like a schedule for this yet. I'll probably just like tweet out, kind of like what I did tonight. I'll tweet out like, hey, I'm thinking about doing a live stream. Who wants to come watch? And 7 of y'all decided to come watch. So thank y'all. But I'll tweet out like, hey, I'm going to do a live stream. Tuesday nights, I might eventually do it where I'll work on the thumbnail and share my screen so y'all can see like how I'm putting together the thumbnail. So you kind of get like a hint or a tease for what the tagline might be the next night. So you'll see me working on stuff like that while sitting there chatting or talking. Maybe putting together graphics or something for episodes of the Marquee. Depending on like if I'm doing something like a deconstructed trailer or something. Eventually, when we're doing the podcast episodes, I may be editing the podcast episodes. I could potentially do some of those while live streaming. It just depends on how much of my focus needs to be on that, if I need to be able to hear what people are saying and doing. So here's a funny thing is getting used to how this is all laid out. And I know Chris is gonna be like, it's not that easy, is it? So camera's up here. My main computer right here has like the OBS that is running the stream, and then my monitor over here is playing the video game. The chat for this stream is over here on the far side. So it's over here, the video game's over here. So I periodically, like, either I see the chat move out of the corner of my eye, or I actually have to look over here and see it. But I see, like, when trying to read the chat, I see it like so briefly and real quick. So for example, Chris is iterating in here, and they can see me come in and tell you to change the font to white because it pops better. So I just quickly read that. I was like, oh, poops better, does it? That one's on me. He actually did say pops. I'm just... periods of, easy is not, that's it. Stop it! Little fucker. This was definitely like, compared to the first Ninja Turtles game for the NES, this was definitely the better looking one. And I think it actually has like the better gameplay. Mainly because this looks more like the cartoon at the time, the 80s cartoon. Oh, damn it, Garth. Really? So it can be tough for you to read chat on the quick, so many... So what? So me times? So me times? I'm not talking about my me times on this chat stream, okay? I don't want to hear about anyone else's me times. Y'all keep that to yourself. No me time discussion on this on this stream. That's probably against like some sort of YouTube policy, I think, as well. So. Oh, now y'all are just fucking with me. Good lord. Gotta keep him on his toes. Guta kept him on his toes. I feel like you're gonna like purposely get me in trouble with some kind of nationality or ethnicity or something that talks like that. Like, I'm not making fun of him, I'm just trying to read my brother's comment. I like turtles. That's still one like the funniest. I love like those news bloopers. One of my favorite news bloopers, if y'all, I don't know if y'all seen it. It's if anytime you watch like a collection of news bloopers, it's usually in there. Is the guy being interviewed? I forgot what was going on, but he's talking about like, yeah, so I went to the store and I gave them $1 and they gave me 4 quarters. And last I checked, 4 quarters does. Or yeah, it was like 25. 4.25 does not add up to $1. Something like that. Like, he is just blatantly, fundamentally, mathematically wrong. And then the reporter corrects him on it, like, just nice and gentle, like, well, actually, she's like, we're seeing the guy the whole time. She's like, well, actually, 4 quarters does equal $1. And he sits there and he goes, it's so funny. Again, if I was able to like share my screen and pull up YouTube, I would go find it just because I love that look on his face there at the end. Oh shit, I'm stupid on the internet, or I'm stupid on the news. It's one of those, I'm willing to bet he was just probably nervous that he was like on camera. He's probably like never been on camera and doesn't. So he was just nervous being on camera trying to tell his side of whatever it was he witnessed or saw or encountered, and it just like slipped his mind. But it was pretty funny. Here's the thing, like, again, this is like probably like more based off the cartoon. But I don't remember the foot soldiers having all these different colored outfits. They were usually all just black and purple. There was no yellow foot soldiers throwing boomerangs. What does throwing a boomerang have to do with being a ninja? And yes, I know the answer to that. Yeah. Australia can have ninjas too. I get it. It's okay to be a ninja in Australia. Although, technically, isn't Australia one of the places that, like, it's illegal to be a ninja? Like, I want to say it was like England. In England, at least at the time, I don't know if this has changed, but I know, like, when Ninja Turtles were, like, super popular in the United States back in, like, late 80s, early to mid 90s, ninja was illegal in England. So instead of it being Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they were called Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles. And Michelangelo wasn't allowed to have his nunchucks. The nunchucks were like the illegal weapon. Like, everything else was fine. Like the samurai sword, bow staff, and the sai, those were all perfectly fine and dandy. But the nunchucks, which I don't understand why. This would actually be kind of interesting to know if any of y'all know it. Anthony Nugent woke up in a cold sweat. Sorry. Sorry, Aunt Nuge. I know most countries can't use ninja in movie or show titles. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, since I know, like, Australia, I believe, if I'm correct, and again, completely okay being wrong. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. I believe, like, Australia, for the most part, is still connected to England. Like, I want to say that something I read specifically with was it Queen Elizabeth passing away, that, like, Australia's affected by this as well, I believe. I feel like I'm sounding like the uninformed American over here on this. But I believe, like, they still, like, Australia was still represented by the Queen of England. And I know, like, yeah, the history of Australia is, like, that used to be where, like, England would send its prisoners and whatnot. Yeah, I know that. But I believe they still are the part of the same government as England. But yeah, I don't know if, like, Australia can have, like, foot soldiers. Yeah, I never understood what was wrong with the nunchucks. They were just, like, two sticks held together by a chain or, like, a metal rope. Like, why is that? Out of all the weapons that the turtles have, why is it the nunchucks are the ones that were, like, the most deadly and illegal of weapons? Yeah, so Australia is still part of the British Empire, like Canada. Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, I was reading that, I was like, and I know there's also, like, a bunch of, like, islands in the Caribbean that are like that as well. Like, a bunch of our islands are also owned, or part of the, I don't know, owned, part of the British Empire. So I don't like, here's like going back, I don't like reading books because I can't focus on them. What I do like reading is random Wikipedia pages. I'm one of those, kind of like we hear people that will go down the hole of TikToks, and they'll just be watching TikTok. I think my brother does this, actually. We'll watch TikTok video after TikTok video after TikTok video, and like, you're supposed to be going to bed, but you're still up late watching TikToks. I am a person that I will be laying in bed watching, reading Wikipedia articles. And then something in that article, like, I'll click on something in that article that takes me to another article, so I'll read that article, and then something in that article I'll click on, and I'll freaking bebop now. Oh, there's no way I'm gonna survive this. Yeah. I have like one little bar of health up there. Yeah, I'm not I'm not gonna survive against Bebop. Okay. So there's that starting all over again. What's another game we want to try? Garth, you said that you said to try Castlevania. Could have sworn Castlevania's on here somewhere. Oh, yeah, there it is. Yes, I am a nerd. I am one of those that enjoys like reading and learning about stuff. Here's the thing. This was not a game that I played as a kid. The only reason I got this on here is because of how classic of a game it is. Okay, see, like, I didn't know that you could actually hit those things. Wait, I got nunchucks now? Oh, no, it's a... that's not a mace. Mace was the, like... Or no, that's not even a mace. What's the one that is the stick with the ball with spikes on the end? That's not a mace. I think they talk about it in, they have it in Spider-Man Far From Home at the end. I don't know what this is. This is like he's got a ball and chain. I forgot what this is called. The most interaction I ever had with Castlevania is I do remember there was a cartoon. I think it was like Captain N when I was a kid, like during the 90s or 80s or so. It's a Morning Star. Okay. There was a cartoon that had Simon Belmont as one of the characters, but he was like a really goofy character. Like no one ever took him seriously. So I'm guessing this is, like I'm playing as Simon Belmont. The ball and chain is called the wife. That's wrong. Using a Morning Star, aka the sun, to battle vampires. That's funny. Oh, see, like, I didn't know this was a breakaway wall. Okay. Yeah, see, I know nothing about this game. All these like creatures from the Black Lagoon. I'll be honest, this actually probably is the furthest I've ever gotten in this game. What are these characters like? They just keep respawning, or? Ah! Wait, the other guy didn't do that. What the hell? You know, say everyone else, all these other characters are just popping out and then they just go right back down. They're not getting out and walking. Now they're all getting out and walking. You have ball and chain powers. Yeah, I think this is like the furthest I've ever gotten in this game. Again, due to when I was a kid, this video game here deals with a lot of evil stuff. Yeah, I have no idea what this bat thing is going to do. So therefore, this was not a game that we traditionally would have in our home. See, I can't even hit it. Or I'm good at hitting it with my own body, but I'm almost certain that that's hurting me. Yeah, see? Wait, how did it pause? What the hell? What's wrong with this game? Can I just leave? Like, can I just walk out of the room? Look, this is how I'm gonna deal with drama. It doesn't involve me, I'm just gonna walk away. Look, am I even hitting him? Yeah, how did that pause? I didn't hit pause. I'm not like button mashing over here. Come on. I actually almost played just by sitting here looking at the stream. Okay, so I was able to hit him. Well, come here. I can't do anything to you if you don't come here. Oops. The hell was that? Okay. Oh, he spits fire too? Like, it's not hard enough that he's just flying around. Now he also spits fire. Thanks. That's great. Oh, there was like a heart right there. Anyways. All right, so I might need to read up on how to play Castlevania and then come back to this because he spits fire like Robert when he raps. Okay, when Robert raps, sure, because that's a thing. Anyways, I think we're probably gonna wind this down. It is 1:15 in the morning here, so this is going to be generally around the time that I'm gonna start winding down for like an hour and a half or so before I go to bed. So time to watch some kill count videos. Tomorrow, let's see, tomorrow or later tonight, we are doing tagline, and then we'll be going over to. I've heard you rap. Remember? No, you haven't, Garth. No, you haven't. And a certain song. And then I'll be going over to the fans' view of film favorites. I'm not sure what we're watching yet. I feel like we figured this out and I'm just forgetting right now. But that will be tomorrow night. And then Friday will be the Marquee, where we're going to rank my favorite movies. That's going to be a hard one. Chris still has one more that he's got to watch, so that will probably be like during the day tomorrow or Thursday or something that he'll watch that before Friday. And then yeah, that's gonna be a hard one because there's a lot of good movies in there. I feel like the list of movies is in the Discord, right? I put that in there somewhere, probably in the Marquee channel. Seems like that would be the best place for me to put it. Yes. Okay. Yeah, it is in there. So that's all the movies that we're going to be ranking. And then Saturday's my birthday. That's actually, honestly, that's probably be the next time that I do this. Will probably be later Saturday night. I know my brother tends to like to stream on Twitch on Saturday, so I will do this probably after he's done twitching later in the evening. So. Oh yeah. I think that's it. I think we're doing Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which was not one of my favorite movies when I first watched it. I was like, "The hell's going on? This is way too silly and all over the place." So it's another one of those I probably just needed to give another shot. Well, it looks like I probably will tomorrow night. So if that's the movie we're doing, that does sound familiar. That we inadvertently found ourselves in the Alan Rickman phase where we're just watching all Alan Rickman movies. So. I think that's what's on board for tomorrow night. So that should be interesting. There's definitely parts of that movie I do like, though. Some of the stuff is pretty funny. But yeah, otherwise, probably Saturday night I might stream, like, for my birthday. You know what? I'll probably figure out how to do the Streamlabs by then. So that way that's going just in case. I don't know if people want to donate money, but I'll put it up there just in case, so we'll see. But otherwise, yeah, I think that's going to be it for tonight. So I will end this stream. I will see everyone, hopefully everyone will see tomorrow for tagline. And yeah, go see Clerks 3 if you have the opportunity. If you like horror movies, go see Barbarian. Just don't know anything about it. I will talk about more about those probably tomorrow night on Tagline. And yeah, everyone have a great evening. How do I end this thing? Oh yeah, I did the be right back and then I just can't. I just closed it. Yeah, I'll do that. Good night, everyone. Bye.